Peter Weedfald, who is Vice President, Strategic Marketing at Samsung's, well, Strategic Marketing and New Media at Samsung. Now, I've got really interesting background with Peter. Before I get into that, while you can look at your books for his background, he has had a variety of jobs all around advertising, marketing, publishing. He was with Bigfoot Interactive, ViewSonic. He was publisher of Computer World and many other high-level positions at a variety of Ziff Davis magazines in the 1990s. What's really extraordinary for me is to be able to introduce him is that while I hadn't met him until today, I vigorously recruited him. Again, if any of you were here this morning, it sounds like I'm a broken record, but I do have a PhD in history, so I tend to go back in time. But in about I'm not sure the exact date, but 1997 or so, I was looking for a Top Gun publisher and group publisher for the, at that time, publications of my old company, Meckler Media. And I did a all-court press on him to try to get him to come over. Unfortunately, and perhaps fortunately for him, he took a job as publisher of Computer World, which I certainly could not knock him for doing that. But in one way or another, at least I have a little bit of control for the next minute or two, because now I can tell you that story, and he's agreed to be a speaker here today, bringing, I think, an incredible perspective to the purpose of this conference. However, he's not coming up right now. Instead, he's got a special tape that he's created prior to his presentation. So with that, we'll roll the tape, and then you'll hear Peter. Thank you.
24 hours a day.
I didn't know they were going to do that part, trust me. Good afternoon, everybody. And I want you to know that I've worked very hard in my spare time over last weekend to try to put together a presentation that would be at least a jaunty, spirited event for you. And of course, everyone has their own mind, so I think this is going to be a great presentation based on what I put together, but you be the judge, number one. Number two, I really appreciate the time to be in front of everybody. I am a kindred spirit of the publishing business for 15 to 20 years. I'm an unusual human capital individual simply because as a hard-working carbon unit in the consumer business electronics business, my foundation is built on the formidable position of understanding the publishing arena, both online and offline, being a publisher of Computer World globally, inclusive to the website initiatives, inclusive to database mining, marketing, circulation, subscriptions. So sometimes I wish all of you could walk a mile in my shoes and see what it's like to sit on the other side of the desk. I'm not even reading my speech yet, so we're going to have trouble with it. Let's do it. Sitting on my side of the desk, and I just want to give you a quick glimpse of my world. I oversee 6 divisions for the company, inclusive of Canada and Mexico. I oversee the cell phone business, which is down in Dallas. I oversee the monitor display, drive business, and the new 802.11b technologies over on the West Coast. I oversee all the consumer electronic products. I oversee the semiconductor business in terms of marketing, communications, CRM, research, information, business strategies. I don't tell you that so that I can sound important. I really am not that important. I really do a good job. I think I'm parking my ego at the door, but I do it for perspective because the title of the presentation is Being Irrelevant, right? In this new information economy that we live in, where we're being blitzed and bombarded with thousands and hundreds of thousands of messages and programs and measurements, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm a huge friend of the internet. That introduction was a way to say I am a friend of the internet, but I also am in launch mode of new products and technologies 365 days a year. 365 days a year, besides worrying about advertising and marketing, I've got a multitude of product managers across all those divisions that are building business plans. Okay? And those business plans mean that I have to hit the sweet spot of the launch of those products in the given, let's play the game, demographics, psychographics, vertical markets, all those types of things. And I have to do it faster and quicker with more temerity and certitude and command than my competition. That's what I do for a living. It just so happens they've anointed me with the blessing of managing Is he going to say the number? A $100 million budget across all those divisions that I parlay across a deliverance of meetings. I can put a stake in the ground and tell you right now, I am the only company that I know of that has 110 24-hour-a-day, 365 static locations on the worldwide internet. I don't know anyone else who has that, number one. Number two, for those of you that like to talk narrowcast, for those of you that like to talk microcast, which is really the best way to get relevancy under the skin of those people you're trying to target with your service and products, and suggest to me, as my friend Kirk has done to me in the past, Peter, why are you on the homepage of CNET, Mr. Stupid? Excuse me, did you call me Mr. Stupid? Yeah, Mr. Stupid, thank you. When you should really be on the homepage or in the monitor section of CNET, because that's where people go to buy monitors. Well, for a company like Samsung, the conundrum is I have 60 different product sets that I administer, that I am the ardent fan of, that I'm the brand guardian of, that I'm the advertising steward of. And when you have 60 different products that you're playing with, if I tried to be in all the most relevant narrow-casted locations on the net, I would burn through cash like you can't believe. Point one. Point two, today I wanted to talk about how much I do love the internet and how shameful it is that we treat the internet like some sort of a dog-eared child who parents don't like. And what do I mean by that? I don't know. I'm really confused about conventional marketing wisdom. What do you mean? Nielsen ratings on television? And by the way, we do television advertising, I showed you some of it. So let me get this right. There are 800 people across the United States of America. You're going to project to 80 million households, and I'm going to buy it? I'm really confused. See, I'm an internet guy. How many impressions are they going to be? How many unique visitors to that screen when it shows up? What's my cost per click? And why? You don't have that? You don't have that? So where am I placing my bets? Do I take $4 million and blow through 25 or 30 spots, spending $1.5 million to develop a television commercial that takes me 4 months to bring to market? Excuse me, Peter, I thought you said you were in launch mode 365 days a year and you're launching a product every single day. That's right, I am. So how could you wait 4 months? So today, with all my passion and temerity, and again, my ego's parked at the door, I just have intense sobriety about this business. I love this business. I drown myself in this business. I'm working like all of you 24 hours a day, 365. So I hope what I show you today honors all the hard work that you all are putting forth, whether you are someone who's trying to sell someone on capabilities and technologies, whether you are in the media community, whether you're in the editorial community, whether you're even a competitor of mine. God bless all of you that we're still standing after what we just went through. So they turned me off. You know, it's true. You can't mention separation of church and state. I guess I said God, so get over it. So it says here, good afternoon. I wrote this, by the way, so I hope you enjoy it. So we're here today to talk about the maverick power and my relevant respect for orchestrating accelerated brand and sales results, and to best juxtapose why the internet is the most irrelevant, and I mean that in a positive phrase, not irrelevant, powerful tornado versus any other medium that's out there in the marketplace today. You know, organizations that are focused on harvesting the lifetime value of e-commerce and e-branding and building customer relationships in a way that we've never even imagined before. The greatest return on investment on paper doesn't simply come from great products or a highly fertile sales distribution channel. The reason I bring that up is think about my business. It's a three-legged stool. This is my three-legged stool. And I can mention competitors who keep falling down, and you can help them by propagating the fact of the matter is advertising doesn't solve the crimes and the mispassion and discontinent organizations trying to bring products to market. So the three-legged stool is simply this. You have to build wow technologies and products that are hyper-changing the new consumer electronics business. By the way, sidebar, it used to be a hyper-changing short product life cycle in the PC business. How many are old enough to remember the XT coming out and all the changes and all the technologies and the hyper-changing, and you saying to yourself, you know what, I'm not going to buy the 46 because the 46SX is coming out, and you go buy the SX and the DX266 is coming out. Of course, brand is the refuge of the ignorant. We're all running around, we know nothing about PCs, and we're waiting, and damn it, we bought it, and guess what? Now it doesn't do multimedia. Damn! And I'm not opening up the back of the PC and trying to fix it. But guess what? Now we have dormant, static inventory. The brand recline and the amount of manufacturers from the PC side that have dissipated is simply because there's no more hyper-changing short product life cycles. So the three-legged stool of Part 1 is the best-of-breed WOW technology that is out there and available to be a market-making product. What do we mean by market-making? This is a product right here. You can't see it from there. I should put it up on the screen. This is our new Samsung color phone. This runs on 3G technology as opposed to CDMA, so it's about 3 to 4 times faster in access on the internet. It's all in color. You can now see Yahoo on the internet in color. And we also make a series of products that are 802.11b enabled, our new Nexio product, with the only 5-inch TOT LCD panel in the world, which gives you 802.11b, GPS, all your desktop applications, instant internet access, instant on. Those are the kinds of products that I'm talking about. The goal for Samsung, and don't tell my competition, hermetically sealed room sterile cockpit, please. I don't want to be a docent for Sony and Panasonic. The goal is to defer the cost of time-based competition. The goal is to defer the cost of time-based competition without the benefit of product differentiation. So what does all that mean? When I was the number 2 guy at Computer Shopper for 5 years, both Shopper and Shopper Online, it would really be sad to go meet with some of these wide-eyed, small manufacturing guys that wanted to sell PCs through Computer Shopper, because Shopper was such an engine for selling. It was the largest emporium of places to buy the best prices for technology on planet Earth, well before the internet got started up. And it was sad because they'd say, yeah, we're going to run a page in Computer Shopper. I've got this PC, and we're going to run a page, and how many times do you think the phone's going to ring? Sir, the goal is to defer the cost of time-based competition. That means, please check, sir, yes, Dell has run in Computer Shopper this year 1,200 pages. Gateway has run 900 pages. Xeos has run 500 pages, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And people have been buying their products for 5 or 10 or 15 years. So you're not coming with your one niggling, purse-proud, cheese-paring, gaggle-a-tell page in the back of the book. And please don't have too much anticipation. Over time, if you build a relationship, we know the pitch, right? We have a unique editorial franchise and position that allows us to draw in a certain customer and build a preference for our products against our competitors. You need to be big. And if you can't be big, walk away. Go try something different. So, because I'm in launch mode 365 days a year, my only goal with all these business plans, 60, 80, 100 products, is to be a time-to-volume company, not a time-to-market company. That turn of phrase is dead on the consumer electronics side. Because now we have hyper-changing short product life cycle. Cell phones, they're good for 2.5 months. DVD players are good for 4 or 5 months if you're lucky. There are many of my competitors that have the largest museum of failed products because they haven't realized that the crossing of the chasm is old news. It's gone. So is the conventional marketing wisdom of the 90s. We are in a new world where there is a tornado of new products and technology on the consumer-centric side, thundering out of manufacturers' warehouses, all trying to say, buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me. And I think I'm almost done with my presentation. I got 19 pages. Slide 2. Alan, was that a good segue? Slide 2. So the fact of the matter is that I know this about the internet. The moment I was introduced to the internet, I sat back and said, damn it. Now I said, damn it. What a feeble, it's not like a real man's man. I said, damn it. I said, damn it, there's something wrong here because I'd already left the publishing side and I was the EVP and general manager of Sonic, which was about a $1.6 billion wire display company. I said, there's something wacky here. Maybe I'm recognizing something in the publishing industry and my competitors don't understand. That God, and I say this affectionately, I'm a religious man, has invented a medium that actually mirrors and parallels the speeds and feeds of the supply chain management of technologies and products. Do you realize that? That Michael Dell, who to me is one of the gods of the business, and I don't mean that, I mean that metaphorically, by the way. You realize that he's been written about that he does 55 turns a year? Do you know what it was like? How many of you were in the PC magazine type sales? No, only me, okay, great. That was fun. Do you know what it was like to walk into Compact 7? Todd, you remember. You walk into Compaq 7 years ago, big infrastructure, 7,602 people. You walk in, hi, I'm Peter Weedfald from the publisher Computer World. Really? I'm Joe Bobo, and you're not. Okay, well, listen, there's this thing called direct communications with your clients. Direct communications, which has come from Dell. Yeah, Dell. Oh, those guys, don't you understand distribution, Peter? We distribute through resellers and bars and guys. I had to listen to that for 5 years. And every time I went to Dell and Gateway, I just felt like I was in heaven. They understand customers. They touch them. They kiss them. They hold them. They surround them. And so what happened? Thank you, Mr. Dell. You brought down a foundation. You brought down a foundation of 15 or 20 big, giant digital equipment corporations, right? Great job. Thank you, Michael. And Compaq and HP are now one. Will somebody help me out, please? Cut the deal, but nobody makes any money at the top. Let's see if you still want to do it. Okay, so now you're going to write that money to fire. Good, okay. In my humble opinion, gaining the perspective requires the perspective of the relevancy. Intrepid and total immersion initiatives. You must get dirty in this business in order to be successful. You must have a 24-hour passion like we all do. That's why we're here. God bless all of us. Stop with the religion. You're starting to look like a priest. God bless all of us. He did it again. That we're here together, concentrated and focused on the greatest supply chain management tool on the planet that the people we're calling on and the people who are around us and manufacturers don't get it. It's your fault. It's my fault. Because we're not presenting it properly. The internet is Darwin on speed. The internet is the greatest mirror on the planet for matching what Michael Dell does on 55 turns through his inventory. That means when a product hits the United States, in less than 7 days it's out of the box, it's in the hands of a buyer, and 50% of them have already paid for the product. That is unbelievable. That's the power of the worldwide internet. I can make a decision tomorrow when I speak to one of my product managers who wants to launch a new product, and I can get him up on 110 websites and have him touch millions of people who are focused relevantly, demographically, psychographically, geodemographically. Do you see my locations? I've got the zip codes of lots of different people in lots of different parts of the US, so I can actually go in geodemographically. So this philosophy I'll talk about today, coupled with the experience of knowing what to ask customers and how to ask them, is really the true core of this internet tornado that we have, that we own. The problem is that conventional marketing wisdom is what's running all of our businesses. Okay? Don't come in and tell me that this is how much I pay for impressions. Unless you bring your brother in who's selling me television, who says to me, this is what you're going to pay for impressions. I don't care it's a different medium. That's not my problem. If you want me to be fixated on cost per thousand, CPM, uniques, and impressions, tell me how you measure it on radio, because I spend money on radio. You can't? Well, now I have a conundrum. I'm being told that I can actually touch people. I can actually reach out and make things happen. Because the power of the internet is first about branding for me. Second, it's about the relevancy of being in the right location, where we have true and tried brands that are stellar performers with celestial excellence. You don't see me on the homepage of joebeats.com. I'm on the homepage of Forbes. I'm on the homepage of Fortune. I'm on the homepage of Business Week, PC Magazine, PC World. Top brand, top shelf. Why? My job is to draft the brand and be a leader. If you want to be the leader, act like the leader. If you want to win in marketing advertising, do what you all do when you go out and sell. It's consistency, frequency, size, color, location. You don't show up every day to pitch me and wear a different suit, a different haircut, and a different pair of glasses. You look the same. Why do we treat the internet as some strange child? We should treat it with the passion and the speeds and feeds of what it can do. So when a product manager comes in and says, I gotta launch this brand new product, I can actually do the creative, build the infrastructure, the splash page, pull in the entire database management system, and because I run CRM for the company, along with a few of my other brothers and sisters, I can integrate it all together, just like that. How do I do that on television and launch a product? How do I do that on radio? How do I do that in a newspaper? How do I do it in a magazine? I do it. I spend lots of money in those mediums. but I can only do it righteously on the worldwide internet. And I have to tell you this, don't you dare, if none of my competitors in the room, don't you dare go tell them what I'm telling them. No, because that's mistrust. It means you don't love me. It means that my sharing and caring and putting this together to talk to you today meant you ran out and you told my competition. Because frankly, and I love everybody, they don't get it. You know they don't get it, because you call them, you spend time with them, you talk to them. They don't see the internet as the tornado that I see it to be. So let's have some real sobriety here. Let's get real intense. $500 billion have been lost this year in people's retirement funds. $500 billion. That's a shame, that's a crime. We're all sitting here, we're having $9 sandwiches, which I didn't have, by the way. It's a little expensive, Mr. Meckler. We have the weakest U.S. economy in 50 years. Do you realize that? You're sitting in a heartbeat. Tell your wife, tell your children, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad. This is the weakest economy that this country has had in 50 years, but we're still standing and still pushing. There's a multitude of jobs being lost every day and continue to be lost. Delta Airlines just yesterday announced they're laying off 7,000 more employees. It's so surreal, isn't it? It's surreal to think. You know, it's not me. I'm not a Delta, so I'm okay. The Dow and NASDAQ are in 10-year lows. No relief in sight. Ford posts a $326 million loss for the third quarter. JP Morgan's net slips 91%. JP Morgan. That's a financial institution. I demand that they don't lose money. I demand it. Because if they lose money and they don't make it, how the hell are we going to sell internet space? WorldCom, offering up to all of us the largest bankruptcy in the history of our country. And what happens, kind of chills to get up your spine when I say, and forgive the brothers and sisters in the room who may work for these companies or had worked for these companies,